training devotees, and in spite of being very busy, he also opened his groups to show as an example for the leaders, and after many years he has now formed a community of 45 groups in the Bhakti Vriksha. The presentation we are about to see now is not talking about numbers, not talking about results. It's a journey into the world of a Bhakti Vriksha preacher for more than 16 years. He's coming here to the stage to sit down and open his heart to all of you, to show what is being a Bhakti Vriksha preacher, what is the realization you get, what is the enlightenment you get preaching and sharing Bhakti Vriksha with other devotees and newcomers. So I think he deserves a big applause to be very encouraged to share his
an opportunity to speak on this Bhakti Vriksha experience. It's been a great Bhakti Vriksha preaching experience, I would say. It's been 16 years from 95. As Kamte Prabhu and also Vijay Venugopal Prabhu covered this morning, that this has been a fantastic opportunity for the congregation, devotees to be part of this wonderful movement given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I am not covering this because it's more of a repetition of what we already Kamte Prabhu and Venugopal Prabhu covered in this moment. So, again, from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada wanted all the householders to be actively engaged in reaching out Krishna conscious to every town and village.
Srila Prabhupada चाहते कि समस्त गृहस्थ जो है धर्म के प्रचार में.
This is very nicely formulated and implemented by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami.
और हुजूर जयपताका महाराज ने इसका पालन किया है और इस कार्य को आगे बढ़ाया है.
So this has been one of the rarest of things to happen for anyone to experience Krishna consciousness through this Bhakti Vriksha process.
और ये बहुत ही एक अनोखा अनुभव रहा है इस प्रकार से भक्ति वृक्ष के प्रचार को.
So I just wanted to, I think a lot of speakers spoke about what are the do's and don'ts, how we can overcome the challenges, what are the real bottlenecks. I think, we can, there will be a number of unique challenges which obviously as devotees we face, but this has been a really fulfilling 16 years of Bhakti Vriksha journey, so I thought I'd just share briefly in next couple of slides how this journey been so far. So, before actually starting this launch of Bhakti Vriksha in 1995, sometime in September, so we had congregation, so we eagerly invited devotees to come in time for the evening program on the weekends, but we will definitely see all those devotees, but exactly just 10 minutes before Prashad time. So we're wondering how to sort of make it interactive, but that's when I think, this whole Bhakti Vriksha concept was introduced in 95.
जो कार्यक्रम है ये इंटरैक्टिव है, इसमें एक दूसरे से हमारा संपर्क रहता है और ऐसा नहीं केवल एक ही व्यक्ति बोल रहा है, इसमें हम सब आपस में बात कर रहे हैं.
So as I said, that this has been a wonderful boon, I would call, that how one can be very active and live very prominent and very fulfilling Krishna conscious life. So I remember
बहुत ही कार्यशील रहा है इस प्रकार से
Jayapataka Swami
बहुत ही
introduced us Bhakti Vriksha process. When he addressed the first introduction meeting, he was saying that I can't see any members sitting here. I can see all the future leaders sitting. So that time it's like I was sounding what does it mean?
एक प्रचार में थे जहाँ पर मुझे यहाँ पर मेंबर नजर नहीं आ रहे, मुझे यहाँ पर फ्यूचर नेतृत्व नजर आ रहा है.
Okay. So he was giving the analogies, he was saying that, I can see the future leader sitting. That time I can't comprehend that idea. So what was he saying? But I can really feel that the empowerment, I was kind enough, I've been fortunate enough to be chosen and empowered by Vijay Gopal Prabhu and Padmini Mataji to be the very first Bhakta-Vriksha startup group, along with His Grace Bhakta Priya Prabhu. Bhakta Priya Prabhu is the Samadhi temple in charge here. So he used to handle a Grihastha program, and I used to have a bachelor's program. Bachelor's program means that it's more of a forced bachelor's. When I started this first program, I was in early 20s. And so, and I had people who were sat for my first Bhakta-Vriksha program, all of them were above 45 years.
नाश्ते में भक्तों के साथ बैठा था और सबकी उम्र जो 45 साल से ज़्यादा थी.
So they were all wondering what this guy is going to teach me.
तो ये सब सोच रहे थे कि मुझे सब क्या सिखाएंगे.
And they were very sort of stiff and they wouldn't interact.
और वो बहुत ज़्यादा चिंतित थे और मेरे साथ इंटरेक्शन संपर्क नहीं कर रहे थे ज़्यादा.
All we heard from Jacob Maharaj and also from Prabhu saying that we should make this program interactive.
और जयप्रदा महाराज और बाकी सब सुनो ताकि हम एक दूसरे के इस प्रोग्राम के अंदर आपस में हमारा परस्पर संबंध होना चाहिए, इंटरेक्शन होना चाहिए.
So how do you make this interactive program? So we were slowly evolving.
हम सोच रहे थे कि कैसे इसको करा जाए.
So what we thought, I think, Brother Bhaktajan Prabhu used to read a lot those days. So he came and said that, we take up some articles from Back to God magazine. So we want to make it interactive. So our thought was that time that we had asked questions and they'll answer.
तो इस प्रकार से भक्तजन प्रभु की सलाह में हमने
so he picked up some articles from Back to God, which is the Prabhupada speaks out column in those days. So Prabhupada, there will be a question and answer session which comes in 1 or 2 pages. So we said we have Kirtan and follow those structure. When it comes to okay. Is it okay now? So when we get interactive, we ask those questions and wait for diligently whether they respond. So slowly, we realized that we need to get into the next level of, standardization of Bhakta-Vriksha process. So we want to ensure that all the programs, whatever we do, it's standardized across. So we introduce those standardized verification sheets.
प्रोग्राम को एक ऊंचे स्तर तक ले जाने का प्रयास किया.
I think it was really a high growth. I can't imagine progress that in a couple of years' time, from 95 till 99, I was in Muscat. It's so interesting that I really used to be excited to just get those facts and numbers and present in a nice way whenever His Holiness Jayaprakash Swami visits. And I very vividly remember that when I left Muscat in 99 April, I had around 45 Bhakta-Vriksha groups, coordinating for just many groups, which consists of a lot of Bengali groups, Malayalis, and Tamil, various other groups also, with around 950 odd devotees. So it's really a fulfilling, fantastic, I would say, experience, in a short span of time. Everybody is growing and everybody is really enthusiastic in practicing Krishna conscious process. So that's when I moved back to India in 99. Sorry.
ये काफी आत्मसंतुष्ट प्रोग्राम था मेरे लिए और मैं इससे काफी संतुष्ट था.
So 99, when he relocated, so His Holiness J. Prabhakar Swami wanted me to sort of go around and do kind of hands-on training to the centers, the temples who are interested or not experienced Bhakti Vriksha process. So I was doing that diligently.
इस प्रकार से
Meeting various
महाराज के आदेश के अनुसार मैं अलग अलग जगह पर जाता रहा और वहाँ पर लोगों की मदद करता रहा.
So every weekend I used to walk. I walked for company. So every weekend I make it a point to visit different South Indian locations, congregation-based or the temple-based devotees. Go give some kind of a seminar and how do you conduct. So a lot of Bhakti Vriksha demonstration, how do you conduct, what are the components involved.
इस प्रकार मैं अलग अलग नेताओं से अलग अलग नेतृत्व करने वाले भक्ति वृक्ष से मिलता रहा और उन्हें प्रोग्राम के बारे में बताता रहा और उनको भक्ति वृक्ष से होने वाले फायदे के बारे में भी अवगत करता रहा.
I very vividly remember that wherever they started the positive note, within 3 months time from zero to they came up to 150 devotees in a short span.
और 3 महीने से ही 0 से लेकर 300 भक्त वहाँ पर बन गए.
So, but as we saw that there were a lot of challenges in terms of one center or a temple or congregation adopting this Bhakti Vriksha process.
बहुत सारी बाधाएं थी.
Specifically when you realize the fact that people who have not gone through the basic Bhakti Vriksha understanding the training process, it's become, for those devotees, become an impediment. They start speculating that the Bhakti Vriksha may not work in that area, or as we saw in the morning, it's only for those places that are temples, and it's not be effective in the temples where the existing congregations were there. There's so many inhibitions were there.
So लोग सब जानते नहीं थे और अलग अलग भ्रांतें अपने मन में बना लेते हैं कि भक्ति वृक्ष शायद कार्यगर नहीं हो पाएगा या ठीक से इसमें कार्य नहीं हो पाएगा और इस प्रकार से इसमें आगे बढ़ने से वो घबराते थे.
So facing these challenges, it's become, the people who started and grow also had to face a lot of challenges, saying, it's.
और जिनके भक्ति वृक्ष बढ़ रहे थे उनको भी बहुत सारी बाधाएं आ रही थी.
So they started feeling that it's kind of going out of control.
ऐसा लग रहा था कि परिस्थिति जो है संयम से बाहर जा रही है.
So I think gradually those who were very effectively started off, also gradually they almost stopped the Bhakti Vriksha preaching.
और बहुत सारे लोग जिन्होंने बहुत अच्छे से शुरुआत करी थी उनका भी भक्ति वृक्ष कार्यक्रम जो है स्तब्ध हो गया, रुक गया.
So in 2003 we actually wanted to re-strategize and think that how do we sort of help everyone understand what kind of an impact Bhakti Vriksha preaching can cause. It's not necessarily only in a place where there are no temples. It can walk, but it can walk in any places.
तो 2003 के बाद हमने ये कार्यक्रम बनाया किस प्रकार से हम ये भक्ति वृक्ष कार्यक्रम लोगों को अवगत कराएं कि इससे क्या क्या हमारे फायदे हो सकते हैं और किस प्रकार से बहुत इफेक्टिव हो सकता है.
So keeping that in mind, we started one group from scratch.
और इसलिए हमने एक ग्रुप दोबारा से शुरू किया जिसको बिल्कुल जीरो से हमने शुरू किया, स्क्रैच से शुरू किया.
We started with 3 devotees.
हमने केवल 3 भक्तों से शुरुआत करी.
And within a short span that we could, within a year or so, we could bring up to 300 devotees.
और केवल थोड़े समय में 300 भक्त इसमें ज्वाइन हो गए.
So in that, again, the whole, Bhakti Vriksha, through Bhakti Vriksha, the community building process started. It's very fulfilling, very enlivening in the life of preacher. So true to that a lot of devotees came. It's become an extended, long Krishna conscious family.
और इस प्रकार से बहुत सारे भक्तों ने इसके साथ जुड़ गए और मुझे भी इससे बहुत आत्मसंतुष्टि मिली और इस प्रकार से कार्यक्रम में आगे बहुत अच्छे से बढ़ना शुरू हुआ.
And training the new devotees to take up the Krishna conscious process is always fulfilling.
और नए भक्तों को कृष्ण भावना भावित के विज्ञान में आगे बढ़ने के लिए प्रेरणा मिली.
And we are not, as the previous speakers mentioned in the morning, that it's not that we are going to give Krishna conscious dosage, overnight. So we are trying to help through Bhakti Vriksha program. How do we win them as friends first? Because it's all in the faith building process. If we win somebody as friends and they are ready to accept and adopt what we speak when we speak our realizations. We are not speaking something which we are not experienced.
तो इस प्रकार से सबसे पहले जरूरी है कि हम सब भक्तों को अपना मित्र बनाएं, और मित्र बनने के बाद ही वे हमारे रियलाइजेशंस, हमारे एक्सपीरियंसेस को समझेंगे, और तभी हम आगे उनको और अच्छे से समझा पाएंगे.
So we also sense that there are a lot of language barriers. Like it's more close to heart when I speak to the members my own language.
तो हमें भाषा की भी हमारे को बाधा है, और जो भाषा में हम लोग बहुत अच्छे से बात कर सकते हैं उसमें हम लोग सबसे ज्यादा अपने आप को कंफर्टेबल महसूस करते हैं.
So there are so many times that when ladies in the house are available, the men are away in work, and so we thought we can divide them, specifically design program for the ladies, and when the men are available they can have program for them. And although again based on the geography, like how Ashray Gauranga Prabhu was mentioning, that we reach within a very short driving distance, walking distance that we have Bhakti Vriksha program, so that no one can say I can't come for a program because it's too far.
इस प्रकार से हमने प्रोग्राम को डिजाइन किया कि माता जी और प्रभु जी को भी अगर जिस समय के अनुसार, उनकी कन्वीनियंस के अनुसार इनको करा जाए, और डिस्टेंस अगर जो दूरी है उसका भी हमने ध्यान रखते हुए, ऐसा किस बहाना कहीं नहीं चलेगा कि यह आपकी जगह हमारे घर से बहुत दूर है. तो जो भी आयोजन था कार्यक्रम का सबके घर के नजदीक ही हुआ.
So in this way that we created and demonstrated that how Bhakti Vriksha preaching can actually leave a lasting impact on devotees' life, even a new member who comes in contact with Krishna conscious process.
तो इस प्रकार से हमने देखा कि किस प्रकार से जो है भक्ति वृक्ष का कार्यक्रम जो है एक बहुत ही सकारात्मक कार्यक्रम है, और बहुत ही अच्छे से लोग इसको ले पा रहे हैं.
So this way I think we had earlier challenges in Bangalore when we have a big temple, and subsequently a lot of other devotees was looking for some nice structured way of growth in Krishna conscious process. I think today I can say that Bangalore is one of the places where there are a couple of centers in Bangalore. All of them adopted rather Bhakti Vriksha preaching as their frontline preaching method.
और इस प्रकार से हमने देखा कि बैंगलोर के अंदर आज सभी केंद्र जो है भक्ति वृक्ष कार्य को प्राथमिकता दे रहे हैं, और इस प्रकार से मुख्यतः वहाँ पर भक्ति वृक्ष के द्वारा ही प्रचार हो रहा है.
So I can just keep going on and on in terms of Bhakti Vriksha, because it's been not a year or so, 16 years of wonderful Bhakti Vriksha preaching experience. We've met so many devotees, so many new members who come from different walks of life, different questions, different challenges. It's been really, really a fulfilling, I would say, Krishna conscious life. When I say 16 years, it's like feels so fresh, and I don't mind even anytime start handling one more Bhakti Vriksha. So that's kind of an inspiration to just keep us going.
तो इस प्रकार से मेरा 16 साल का अनुभव जो है बहुत ही आत्मसंतुष्टि का रहा है. मैं बहुत ही प्रसन्न हूँ, और ये कार्यक्रम करके मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि आज भी मैं अपने आप को नवीन ही महसूस करता हूँ.
So I think we have a lot of devotees from Bangalore here at the Grindas, Madhusudan Prabhu here,
और बहुत सारे पास बैंगलोर के यहाँ पर आए हुए हैं.
Madhusudan Prabhu, Srivas Chaitanya Prabhu, Srivas Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu,
Srivas Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu,
there is Ravindra Visai Prabhu is here. Okay, so there are so many devotees. I think it's been a fantastic Bhakti Vriksha preaching experience so far. I would like to just share, just a couple of them. As I said, that I can continue to talk because it's fantastic experience. When I have to name few, I think this comes on top of my mind. Several lifetimes realizations in this very life. Because as a Bhakti Vriksha preacher, you actually work closely with the member. You grow along with the member every time when a new member comes. Whether you are a servant leader, or a sector leader, or a chakra leader, whatever, you get to know every member's growth. So in our lives, that we have our own realizations from Krishna conscious process. But as a Bhakti Vriksha leader, you closely work from the ground, and you actually get to associate with all the devotees who come under your sector or a chakra, which means you do not have to go through 100 lifetimes. You have already 100 life of devotees, their realization, their experience, will actually help you to become more strong in Krishna conscious process. And that's I can vouch for it. It's been a phenomenal effect in my Krishna conscious life.
तो प्रभु जी बता रहे हैं कि ये बहुत ही निचले स्तर से हमें भक्ति विश्व में कार्य करना पड़ता है, और इसलिए इनका जो अनुभव है बहुत ही यूनिक और बहुत ही बढ़िया रहा है। और इनका जो रियलाइजेशन ऐसा है कि जैसे इनके कई उनके जो भक्तों के साथ हम लोग एसोसिएट करते हैं, उनके रियलाइजेशन से ऐसा लगता है कि कई जन्मों की रियलाइजेशन को उनके साथ मिल गई है।
And the second point is that sustained and active Krishna conscious life. Generally, the tendency of the devotees is that, oh, I become Krishna conscious, I'm initiated, I'm double initiated, whatever. But I think in Bhakti Vriksha actually teaches basic stuff that we say that when we meet a member, you don't act as if you jump from Golaka and I specifically came for you. So actually we learn a lot of things from the members, because members come from a lot of different aspects of, walks of life, different experience. When you deal with them, actually it's learning for us. More than what you give to the members, actually you learn a lot from members. So that way, I think our collective knowledge base is going to widen more and more by following this process of Bhakti Vriksha. And I always feel that this is one of the fantastic things Bhakti Vriksha leader or manager, anybody who at any level can actually get. And by that process, they can actually lead a very vibrant Krishna conscious life personally. Because at the end of the day,
प्रभु जी बता रहे हैं कि इनके जो अनुभव रहा है वो बहुत ही सुंदर रहा है, क्योंकि इनका एक्सपीरियंस जो है सबके साथ इंटरेक्शन में इतना बढ़िया रहा है, और जो भक्त हैं उनसे इनको बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिला है। और इस प्रकार से अगर हम सोचे कि मैं पहले हमारी दीक्षा हो गई और हमारी दूसरी दीक्षा हो गई, तो उस प्रकार का भाव मन में आ जाता है, भक्तों में एक कॉम्प्लेन से आ जाती है, एक ढीलापन आ जाता है, तो वो नहीं है। और उसके कारण जो इनकी जो हमारी जो कृष्ण भावना भावित जो लाइफ है वो और अच्छे से सस्टेन होकर बहुत अच्छे तरीके से चल रही है।
So as long as we think that Krishna conscious not only that I am going to save all of you, and if I honestly feel that devotees protect me, because any new member comes, because of him I am going to preach, I am going to follow the whole process, explain to him all over again. Some other time, maybe you can say you are a Bhakti Vriksha leader, I was Chakrapati, I never talk about that. But at some point in time, we meet the member, we have to explain the whole process of devotional service from start to end. In that process, we constantly get reminded of our Krishna conscious position, which means that we are constantly being reminded of our Krishna conscious lives.
प्रचार करने के लिए हमें सब भक्तों को शुरू से लेकर हर चीज समझानी पड़ती है, और यह करते हुए हमारा खुद भी जो कृष्ण भावना भावित का जो प्रोग्रेस है, जो हमारा जो संघ है, जो हमारा साथ साथ जो डेवलपमेंट है, वो भी हमें दोबारा से याद रहता है।
So these are the two things. This really touched my heart, and I'm always indebted to my spiritual master who introduced this concept.
और ये चीज मेरे दिल को छू रही है, और मैं अपने गुरु महाराज के प्रति आभारी हूँ।
And not only it's caused a lasting impact in my life, but also several other devotees who came in contact with this Bhakti Vriksha process.
और इस प्रकार से ये जो है बहुत ही अनुभव मेरे बहुत ही अच्छा रहा है, और हमेशा से ऐसा लगता है कि मेरे साथ ये बहुत ही समय तक चलेगा।
I stop with this. If you have any questions, I'm ready to take.
अगर आपका कोई प्रश्न है तो प्रभु जी से पूछ सकते हैं।
Yeah. Can you be a little louder, please? Can somebody hear and repeat back? Can't reach. Thank you.
One Bhakti Vriksha members comes for some week, and after some weeks, for whatever the reason, if he stops coming, how do you handle actually? What's the process? Is
प्रभु जी ने प्रश्न पूछा कि कई भक्त हैं जो आते हैं और थोड़े समय बाद आना बंद कर देते हैं, तो ऐसा क्या कारण है और हम इसके लिए क्या कर सकते हैं?
So as I said, it's really a challenge in terms of how do you actually, first of all, win somebody as our friend. I remember that I've seen practically that.
यहाँ पर प्रभु जी बता रहे हैं कि बहुत बड़ी बात है। सबसे पहले हमारे को किसी को अपना मित्र बनाना बहुत ही मुश्किल कार्य है।
When you go to bus, when you go to college or office, you go to one fixed time, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
आप किसी जगह पर जाते हैं तो आप टाइम फिक्स करके जाते हैं 8 बजे या 9 बजे कॉलेज या ऑफिस।
So when you go there around the same time, you get to see the similar faces all over again.
और इस प्रकार से आपको रोज वहाँ पर वही चेहरे रोज नजर आते हैं।
And some of the days you may not be on time, or your fellow passengers who come, they may not be on time.
और कभी आप साथ में लेट हो गए हैं और कभी हो सकता है आपके फेलो जो आपके साथ जाने वाले व्यक्ति हैं वो भी बस में सेम समय पर उसी समय पर नहीं आए हैं।
So there are times that we probably go late, and we ask that person, oh, you know, my number so and so bus, has it gone?
तो हम कभी कभी उन व्यक्ति से पूछते हैं कि क्या वो इस नंबर की मेरी बस चली गई है?
So he was probably the other person may act cold first of all, first time, and
हो सकता है वो व्यक्ति आपके साथ भद्रता के साथ व्यवहार ना करे या आपकी बात पर रिएक्ट ना करे।
the next time maybe the tone change over.
हो सकता है उसके बाद स्थिति बदल जाए।
So like this, you know, in our life that we make friends in so many ways, in every walk of our life.
और इस प्रकार से हम मित्र अपने हर जगह पर कई जगह पर बनाते हैं।
So when we go as become very regular, and someday say, oh, you know, I actually stopped the bus for you. Sometimes it happens, right? So you know, wait, my friend is coming.
और इस प्रकार से बस बात कहते हैं कि रुकिए कि मेरा मित्र आ रहा है।
So like that, it takes some time to build. So it's not that as soon as you just do a call, then you know, I have a program, why did we come? You don't, you know, show up in your house or temple or for your work program. It requires a lot of faith.
So इस प्रकार से मित्रता बनने में समय लगता है और हमारे को थोड़ा धैर्य रखना चाहिए।
So when we talk to them, that we just don't talk immediately about Krishna conscious process. You know, I chant every day 16 rounds, I get up morning 4 o'clock. So we just basically our objective of getting a new member is to just get used to the process and association. So our objective one is to somehow get the person to interact, either over phone or when we meet personally, or we go visit him if we know him already. We have built that kind of a rapport. So then automatically that communication, two-way communication starts happening.
इस प्रकार से सबसे पहले हमारे को मित्रता बनानी पड़ेगी ताकि हमारा जो है संपर्क दूसरे व्यक्तियों के साथ मित्रतापूर्ण पहले हो जाए। उसके बाद हमें उनको कोई बताना चाहिए। इस प्रकार से बताना कि मैं 16 माला का जप करता हूँ, मैं सुबह 4 बजे उठता हूँ, शुरू में अच्छा नहीं है।
So when we actually misfire with that, then you will not even lift your phone. So it's very sensitive that one at a time. Our first objective is to win one person as a friend by whatever means, because it could be a person of different age level, because if you're a young person, your interaction is different. If you're an elderly person, your interaction is different. So it's not one rule which will applicable for all and every devotee. So you need to actually discriminate and see what would work best.
और इस प्रकार से हमें सबसे पहले मैत्री का जो स्वभाव सबके साथ रखना पड़ेगा और देखना पड़ेगा। हर एक के साथ हम एक जैसा व्यवहार नहीं कर सकते। वृद्ध व्यक्ति के साथ अलग व्यवहार होगा, हमारी उम्र के व्यक्ति के साथ अलग व्यवहार होगा। तो हर उम्र के व्यक्ति के साथ आपको उनके हिसाब से व्यवहार करना पड़ेगा।
So when you follow this process, when you are in doubt, you can always consult a senior devotee.
और अगर आपको भी संशय है तो अपने से वरिष्ठ हमारे जो भक्त हैं उनसे इस बारे में हम बातचीत कर सकते हैं।
And he would help you. So by that way,
मदद करेंगे।
by following the process, obviously the person can never say. And you can remember that once we were also said that and escaped from the program, and today we are chanting 16 rounds.
इस प्रकार से हमें प्रोसेस ठीक से फॉलो करना पड़ेगा और हम ये नहीं कह सकते एकदम से वो 16 वाला करना शुरू हो जाएंगे।
Thank you very much. Very good.
चैतन्य प्रभु की, मंदिर की, गौर